America, baby. It is 4th of July, and Julie Chrisley, has she just been set free? Is it Independence Day for Julie? We're going to get into it. Plus, we have Teresa Giudice that's explaining why we have not seen her hanging out with Dina Manzo. We'll talk a little bit about Real Housewives of New Jersey, and we're just going to celebrate America Day, baby. All right, let's get into it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Baby, you're refined. You work. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, Can you leave them falling, What's up, guys? Happy 4th of July. Whether you're watching from the United States of America or you're watching from, actually, let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a little bit of a shout out. What's up, guys? Let's get it. Holla. Sorry. Well, one, it's a holiday, so that's why we're not starting at our regular normal morning time. But then because it was a holiday, my gym decided to switch their schedule and I couldn't take my normal 6 a.m. class, and now I had to take an 8:15 a.m. class, and it just threw off my whole morning. Anyway, thank you guys. What's going on? Ooh, Bay Day says total transformations. It's Transformation Thursday. Sorry. When you have the nose hairs, they're always just sorry. It's a hairy man issue. All right. Shall we dive in? Let's get it, girl. Get it, girl. To the front, to the right, to the back, girl. It's your night. Kim D and others have said how Dina and Teresa are no longer friends. Tree acts like they are, yet they haven't been together in a while. Okay, well, Teresa was just on, what was she on? She was on Carlos King's podcast. She was just on Carlos King's podcast where she talked about her. Well, I guess it's not a fallout with Dina. She's saying there's been no fallout. That the reason that, because everyone was like, oh my God, Dina wasn't at Teresa's wedding. It must mean that there's a fallout between them. And then Dina also wasn't at her bridal. Was Dina not at the bridal shower, or Dolores wasn't at the bridal shower? I think Dina was. We didn't see Dina at the bridal shower. And Teresa says we didn't see her when they filmed the bridal shower because Dina didn't want to be on camera. And then Dina did not come to the wedding, to Louis's wedding, or to her, Teresa's wedding to Louis, because she says that Dina is trying to keep a low profile and she doesn't want people to know when she's coming to Jersey because obviously, you know, she and her current hubby got beat up by her ex-hubby because he hired a hitman to go and beat them up because he was upset that she left him, even though, according to rumors circulating by Caroline Manzo, allegedly, she talked about this on that unseen Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Morocco. She talked about how Dina, I guess, cheated on Tommy. So listen, we don't know the story, and at this point, it doesn't look like we'll ever know the story. But Teresa's telling Carlos King that the reason we don't see them together is because Dina doesn't want anybody to know when she's going to be in Jersey, because she doesn't want to tip off any other of Tommy's peeps. They don't want to run into any other issues, so they keep a low profile when they do come to Jersey. And obviously, going to Teresa's event, that's a big, obviously a big spectacle. Somebody could tail them, somebody could follow them. So it sounds like a logical reason. Whether or not that's the entire reason, we don't know. There have been rumors that Dina's husband fell out with Teresa's husband. It was a bad deal gone wrong. We also heard that happened with Louis and Joe Gorga with the pizza ovens and all of that stuff. So at this point, who knows? But that's what Teresa is saying. Loose Goose says, would you do a Carlos King interview? Well, my love, I actually did do a Carlos King interview very recently. He was just on the podcast a couple months ago. I think March, April, not May. I think April, because he was promoting his tour. And Teresa was supposed to be on his tour. But yeah, so Reality TV Lover says, Tree didn't want Dina to be around Dolores because she's no longer her maid or matron of honor at her wedding to Louis. Then they fell out between then and her wedding in August of 2022. Her wedding wasn't in August 2020. Was it 2022 already? Have they already been married for over a year? Did they get married in 2022 or 2023? I thought they got married last year. But that also feels like forever ago with Teresa and the big giant hair. Was that 2022 or 2023? I don't know. Dina's been attacked 2 times by her ex-husband, and he is convicted for both. Poor Dina. Dina has not been attacked twice. Her man was attacked twice. Dina was attacked once. And it was, what was it, Adriana or Gabriella? It was like one of their, not their christening, but like their first communion or like their confirmation. It was something, it was a celebration for one of Teresa's daughters. And Dina and her man were in town for that. And then when they got back to where they were staying, I don't remember if it was an Airbnb or a rental house, but they were staying somewhere. It wasn't a hotel. It was like a rental, I think, that they had. And when they got back to the rental, that's when they were attacked, which is crazy. And she had to have a whole nose job and everything for it. So I understand why Dina wants no part of this world and no part of this life, right? I get it. Okay. So that's Dina and Teresa and why Dina wasn't around. I would also understand why Teresa would want to keep Dina and Dolores separate because obviously Dolores was supporting Tommy, Dina's ex, and Dina was the victim of, I mean, now it's no longer just alleged, right? Because he's been found guilty. Dolores wrote, she wrote, I think it was a character letter, not a recommendation, but a character letter for Tommy Manzo. And so, yeah. Obviously, we don't want Dolores and Dina in the same room because they don't want to be around each other because Dolores is defending Tommy, and now and yes, Caroline wrote a letter too. And they did not support Dina Manzo. They supported Tommy, or sorry, they did not support Dina. Catania is her new? No, that's Dolores' last name. Dina, I don't remember what her new last name is, but yeah, I get it. I wonder if Dolores feels differently or feels bad now. Because her and Caroline both wrote character letters for Tommy, and now he's been found guilty of being linked to that assault. We saw it on the 2023 season, but it was 2022. Oh, okay. So that's why I'm like, I feel like she didn't get married in 2023. 2022 makes sense, but I feel like we saw it. Canton, there you go. Dina Canton. That makes sense. So she got married in 2022. We watched it in 2023. Makes sense. Okay. That said, let's see. Okay, so that's Teresa. Jersey. Do we want to talk about Jersey? I guess we'll go over it briefly. I thought this episode of Jersey was dumb and boring, and I didn't understand why we have a break from that episode and the next episode because this was not an episode that left me at the edge of my couch being like, oh, yes, I want to watch more. This was like, oh, we don't have an episode next week. Thank God, which is a bummer. So I don't know. But I thought Fuda overreacted with the Jen Fessler thing when Gia and Teresa walked into Danielle's Bougie Kids relaunch party, which, by the way, Drita was there. Get up, Karen. Drita was there at the party, which was fun to see. We didn't really see her on the show, which was dumb of Bravo to like not feature her because like, hello, of course we want to see these other reality stars at these events as well. But we didn't get to see Drita. But Drita posted photos and people posted photos with Drita. And so, yeah. But Fuda, I think which is how the episode ended, there wasn't really anything else worth talking about. Aside from, but the Marge and the Dolores scene comes next week. So aside from, I'm trying to think of what else was notable in this episode. It was a really like boring, dragged out episode of Jersey. Anyway, the end, which was the meat of it. Gia comes over with Teresa and they're talking to Jen Fessler. And then Gia's like, did John Fuda compare himself to me? And the analogy that Jackie made. And then Jen Fessler was like, no, he didn't compare himself to you. No, this doesn't concern you. You're not involved in any of this. Like, no, thank you. Thank you. Next. Like, this is dumb. This is silly. Gia, don't make a thing out of this. Teresa, don't make a thing out of this. And then she's like, Dolores, can you come over here and verify that that's not what he said? And then Dolores was like, yeah, no, that's not what he said. That's not what he meant. Yes, he used Gia's name. And she's like, you better keep his name out of my mouth. I'm just like, calm down, Gia. She's like, better keep. She sounded like Rosie. Keep my dad's name out of your mouth. I'll rip her fucking tongue out. And then Teresa's like, who's yelling? And then Kat's like, you know who's yelling. good time. These were the throwbacks. That was when Jersey was good, you know? But so Gia came in trying to act like Rosie, and Jen Fessler was like, calm down. Like, it ain't that serious. You're being drama. And then when she went over to tell Fuda, which I mean, I don't know. Should she have even said anything to Fuda? She want to be like, I was defending you. And Fuda was like, don't talk about, I get Fuda or Rachel being like, don't talk about me. We don't want to come up around them. I think it's it was overdrawn. It was over dramatic. It was, silly. And even Margaret was like, don't talk about us. Just don't talk about us. And Rachel's like, you're obsessed with, why are you so obsessed with me? I was just like, she was literally trying to shut this down. I understand how them seeing Fessler talk to Teresa, and after they've repeatedly said, do not talk about us to Teresa, I can understand how Jen thought she was doing something innocent, but I also see Fuda and Margaret's side of it just being like, listen, but we've asked you not to talk about us. Like, you don't need to defend us. You don't need to bring us up at all. And she's like, Gia brought you up. And then they're like, why are you even talking to Gia? Like, why are you having a back and forth with Gia? And Melissa's like, Gia's a child, which I get that. So, yeah. Reality TV lover says Gia wants to step up to the playing field, then she better be ready to come with that role. Yeah, you can't be in and out. Gia can't be, don't talk, don't say my name. Say my name, say my name. And then she's like, I don't want to be a part of the show. Like, Gia, first of all, we don't need Gia part of the show. Okay. It was fine when she was just Teresa's daughter, but like, and when it was related to Teresa's personal storyline, but Gia getting in the drama, no, thank you. Dante Cox says, I wouldn't want to be called a drug dealer having a double-sided dildo. Just saying. Yeah, I get that. Like, nobody wants to be called a drug dealer that likes a double-sided dildo. Also, what's a double-sided dildo? It has two heads? Like cat dog? Cat dog? No, some of you probably don't know that reference, but Google cat dog, one word. Cat dog on Nickelodeon. And that's John Food. That's what John Food likes. I mean, listen. So what if he likes a double-headed? Also, what do you do with the double-headed dildo? Do you put? Well, a guy doesn't have two holes, but does the girl go in one and the guy goes on the other side, and then we're both just like cat dogging it together? I don't understand. That's what we call cat doggy style. We're just bumping butts, bumping bussy. Yep, that's how it works. Okay. That's called cat dogging it. Cat doggy style. Yes, exactly, Zach. I got the cat. Okay, good. I'm glad some people people got the cat dog reference. I'm glad. I think it's intended for two women. So the two women are doing it cat doggy style? Interesting. Like, why would you want to share the same one? Like, it's like the spaghetti and Lady and the Tramp. Well, in this case, it's Lady or No Lady All Tramp. Holla. It would serve them all to keep their own story going without the petty interpretations. Yes, I agree with that. I agree. But I think, I get why Jen doesn't want her and her husband to come up. Teresa's not spoken of them very highly. I get it, but at the same time, it's like Jen Fessler was defending her, and I wonder if she feels differently because it's like Jen didn't bring it up. She was trying to shut it down. I think she dragged it out a little too long by bringing Dolores in. She could have just been like, Gia, no, that's ridiculous. Listen, they've asked me not to talk about them, so I'm not going to talk about them, but I will tell you that's not correct. I was there. I heard what was said. That's not what was said. You have nothing to worry about. Also, you don't need to be concerned with, adult problems. But then Gia would have been like, what do you mean I'm an adult too? She would have popped off and made it even more worse. So I don't know how Jen Fessler would have gotten out of that situation without getting in trouble with someone. But yeah, other than that, the episode was dumb and boring. And I think Jen Fessler is kind of up Teresa's butt, but from what we've heard from Margaret, it does sound Margaret, like Siggy used to say it. Margaret. From what we heard from Margaret, Jen Fessler sees the light by the end of it and flip sides. End up says it's like the shocker in the pink and one in the stink. I get why you don't get it, Zach. Well, I don't have that many holes. Nor do I need that many things going in the hole. No, thank you. Reality TV lover says Teresa and Jen thought they did something with the double dildo comment and it just made them look rude and pathetic. Who cares what food it prefers in the bedroom? Yeah, it was dumb, I thought it was kind of dumb. In my opinion, Gia is a spoiled brat and always has been. I mean, I wouldn't say that you're wrong. It gets messy when the kids get involved. Yeah, i.e. Kim's kids posting about Nini's place having roaches. Yeah, when the kids get involved, it gets messy because then the wives are like, "Don't talk about kids. Don't talk about my family. We're as thick as thieves." And so once you start talking about the kids and the families, then it's like it just gets a little out of hand because then it gets personal and then they're like, they want to throw hands and they want to fight because you're talking about the families and we're not supposed to talk about the families. But what happens when the families want to get involved? Then what do you do? How do you not talk about the families when the families are getting involved? When the Fuda with the dildo is coming on in? I don't know. I didn't think shaming was acceptable anymore. I mean, I don't think I did. Well, I don't know. Was that shaming? Well, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Julie. We haven't had a Julie story in a minute. Well, it is the 4th of July. Baby, you're a firework. And it is Julie about to be free? Is she about to be a free woman? Not exactly. So, Julie Chrisley and her husband, Todd Chrisley, they have somewhat of a court victory, so they've been appealing their convictions, right? They were convicted, what was it, back in 2019? Yeah, 2019, charges of tax evasion, bank and wire fraud, and conspiracy. Todd got 12 years, Julie got 7 years. Later, it was reduced. Todd's 12-year sentence got dropped to 10 years, and Julie's 7-year sentence got dropped to a little less than 6 years. I think she got like 14 months off. So a little more than a year. So she was a little under 6 years that she has yet to serve. However, it's hard to say she won her appeal, which she kind of did. So they're appealing it. And there's been an update. This came last week, and an appellate judge ruled. After careful consideration with the benefit of oral argument, not cat doggy style, but with an oral argument, we affirm the district court on all issues except for the loss amount attributed to Julie. The district court did not identify the evidence it relied on to hold Julie accountable for losses incurred before 2007, and we cannot independently find it in the record. So we vacate Julie's sentence and remand solely for the district court to make the factual findings and calculations necessary to determine loss, restitution, and forfeiture as to Julie and to resentence her accordingly. So she still broke the law. They're not saying she's innocent, which is what they were hoping for. They were hoping that they can prove their innocence. Not the case, but they're saying that Julie was improperly sentenced and the evidence lacked enough foundation for what they sentenced her to. They're like, we can't find the actual evidence. If the glove don't fit, acquit. They said, go and try on a new glove because the glove that you provided don't fit. But we're not going to acquit. We're going to resentence her. So her sentencing was overturned, which was the original, 7 years, and then it got reduced. So now they have to go back and resentence her. Did they give her a date when her resentencing will occur? I'm not sure what the date is yet. If they did give one, it hasn't been released publicly, but she will be resentenced, assumingly soon. So if anything, she may get a reduced sentence. I think it's unlikely that she gets a higher sentence. Could you imagine? They're like, all right, we're going to resentence you. And then they give her more time. Play Orange is the New Black. You've got time. I know people hate when I sing, but you know what? It's a holiday, okay? I'm going to break the rules. I don't want to go to school. I just want to break the rules. So Julie broke the law. Like I said, they were indicted back in 2019. Tax evasion, bank wire fraud, conspiracy. I think they accused Julie of being the one that was like cooking the books. She was the one that was like concealing what they were doing and trying to hide it. She wasn't the one that was actively committing the like tax evasion and fraud, but there was a form of fraud that she was, I forgot which charges she was sentenced to, but I know she had the conspiracy charge against her because she was the one that was like helping to conceal whatever was done. And that's why she got her time. And now she's Orange is the New Black in it. And now that it's hot, remember she was complaining. She's just like, there's no AC up in this prison. And then Todd was like, oh my God, there are roaches in this prison. I was like, no AC, roaches. What are we, in Nini's house? What's going on? she's not necessarily a free woman, but Savannah says it has to be in 2 months. Who's Savannah? Whoever Savannah is, thank you, Savannah, for letting us know that. Oh, yeah, I don't think we have an official date as of yet. And if there is a date, like I said, that date has not been released publicly or has not been reported publicly. We'll see. But she'll get her new sentencing sometime this summer, and hopefully it is a little less, right? Well, I don't know. She still broke the law. When you break the law, you go to prison. You do the crime, you do the time. So we'll see what happens. She was accused of bank fraud. Yes, but there was something more specific. What is Julie Chrisley in prison for? Federal fraud charges and hiding their wealth from tax authorities. Yeah, I know that. Tax evasion, defrauding banks, more than 30 million. Yes, but there were specific charges. But yeah, I know Savannah Chrisley, she posted on Instagram that, like, even though they were hoping for better news, this is a small win for the family. But, you know, at this point, they're doing fine. And Savannah also said that her dad is doing fine. So, yeah. Apparently, he cried happy tears when he heard that her prison sentence was overturned. That's the only thing he cares about right now is getting her home. Mom obviously was heartbroken for Dad, but hopefully she can come home and then can go visit him, and that will be a game changer for his overall mental health and well-being, and for hers too. Well, I mean, you guys, this is what happens when you break the law. You know? Julie. Congratulations to Julie. Baby, you're a firework. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Sorry, but prison is supposed to be a punishment, not a vacation in Dubai. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I'm a little torn about the AC thing where she's like, there's no AC in prison. I'm kind of like, well, it is supposed to be a punishment, but like at the same time, like we don't want the old lady overheating, right? She's gonna have smoke coming out of her, her plugs. I've been to a 4-star hotel that had broken AC and a roach in our room. So if you do the crime, you'll do the time. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, Wanda, thank you. Samurai's mom says tax evasion is a bad one. That's how they get big time criminals who can't get on others, who they can't get on other stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you go after them for that because you can't get them for the other crimes and you send them to prison anyway. Dante Cox says he's probably having a field day. Oh, who? Todd Chrisley? He's like, oops, I dropped the soap again. Sorry. Where's Big Papa? Big Papa, do you need to borrow my soap? Oops. Bend and snap. Bend and snap. I love my wife, Julie. You get it, Todd. I hope he's having a Barbie-themed prom in prison just like Jen Shaw is. He deserves it. He's going to be prom king. That may help Todd's case. Not necessarily. Well, maybe. Well, not really, because they're not saying that Julie didn't commit the crime. The glove is still going to fit. They just have the wrong glove. They haven't proven that the glove doesn't fit. You know what I mean? Like they are like, where's the evidence that proves this is the amount of, restitution that's owed? They just said that it was lacking proper foundation. I ripped my pants again. How did you rip? Why are you ripping your pants? Don't be ripping. Oh, you're saying Todd ripped his pants. Oops, my pants ripped. There's a hole in the back. How did that happen? Oops. Where did that hole? I was doing the bend and snap, and all of a sudden there's a hole in my back pocket. How did that get there? Big Papa. I was born and grew up in Kentucky, and we never had AC. You just adapt. Oof. Well, she's in AC now, right? She's in Lexington, or not in AC. She's in Kentucky. I'll never think of bend and snap the same way. Yeah, it's a different kind of snap. You bend and then they snap your back. Let's get it. Yeah. I hope he was celebrating Pride Month, not for himself, but like for all the acceptance that we allow in prison. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna move on from that topic because people are gonna get mad. You don't remember that episode of SpongeBob? Yes, I do, but listen, I watched SpongeBob as a child, so the lens in which I remember SpongeBob has not been tainted by all the things I see about SpongeBob now as an adult, and I'm like, oh my god, not Bikini Bottom. What was Patrick Star doing in Bikini Bottom? You know? The Krusty Krab. So many things now just aren't the same. I love when you sing, at least he's making friends there. Yeah. Marianne Stout says, no matter what, there should be basic human kinkiness. Oh, that's interesting, Marianne Stout. Drink every time Zach says, Julie. Take a shot. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody. Okay. Yeah, I just want everybody to know, Marianne said no matter what, there should be basic human kinkness. So, just want to clarify that wasn't something that I misread. It's exactly what Marianne Stout wrote. Wanda Lee says, Marianne Stout, that's a basic human right. Sarah says, this is starting to sound like Disaster Daters. Are you guys enjoying Disaster Daters? Let me know what you've been liking so far, your favorite stories, or just like, something, a general reference of what you've been enjoying about Disaster Daters. Let's see, what other things happened? Oh, Lisa Vanderpump's father passed away. Very sad. Vanessa Hudgens gave birth to a baby boy. Let's get a girl, get a girl to the front, to the right, to the back, girl. It's your night. Laura says, no kinkness shaming. That's right, no kinkness shaming. Kinkness is a basic human right. But LVP's father, John Vanderpump, passed away. Vanessa Hudgens had a baby. It's funny, Vanessa Hudgens just won the most recent season of The Masked Singer. I was at that finale taping. We went to go visit Jenny, because obviously I've known Jenny for many years, and she's been a judge on Masked Singer since season 1. So we went to go, Josh and I took Josh from Louisiana. We went to go visit her on set. It was really cool. We got to see like a backstage tour, and we got to see Jenny in her dressing room, and we got to watch the finale, and we saw Vanessa Hudgens win. But that was taped back in like October? So yeah, back in October. But it just aired a few weeks ago, and it was fun to watch it and to watch what we watched, and then to watch it on television and see Vanessa and to know she was secretly pregnant there, and then now she had her baby, and good for her. You go, girl. Chet Hanks was talking about his love of pasta, which, it's not about the pasta la. So he likes pasta, a lot of pasta, all the Parmesan cheese. He was on the Raw Talk podcast, and he was claiming that he was eating so much pasta that even the cokeheads told him that he needed to chill. And so he finally tamed it down. He had to give up his pasta indulgence, which was very funny. He also says that he doesn't want the white supremacists to embrace his song White Boy Summer. I was like, you go, Chet Hanks. And he also is he's on the new season of The Surreal Life. I think it's called Villa of Secrets. And Kim Zolciak's on it, Macy Gray's on it. And so apparently him and Kim Zolciak have some sort of little fling-a-ding-ding. So him and Kim Zolciak, I'm looking forward to watching on This Real Life House. Villa of Secrets, I think is what it's called. And it premieres later this month here in July. So, allegedly dating Kim Zolciak. Well, I don't know if they were allegedly dating, but they were allegedly hooking up while filming The Surreal Life. So that's also out there. Yeah. All right, well, that's everything. That's the Jersey Tea and Jersey Recap and Chet Hanks and Vanessa and John Vanderpump and wait, there is one more that is so funny. Gina Kia, which she was one of the OGs from The Real Housewives of Orange County. This is funny because she posted this photo, and even her daughter called her out because everyone was dragging her for it. She posted this photo on Instagram with some random dude. I don't know if it's her lover or trainer. I don't know who this dude is, but she posted this photo. that was very clearly photoshopped. And then her daughter commented and she's like, please take this down. Her daughter, Kara, she's like, please take this down. And then Gina went and posted the same photo, but unfiltered. And so if you are watching this on Spotify or watching this on YouTube, these are the side by sides. So this right here is Gina in her photoshopped era. She even photoshopped the dude. And if you look at her, people were commenting and they're like, what? That looks like the baby filter on Snapchat. She just looks so like she got a facelift. She lost 20 pounds. She has like crazy eye makeup on. Her bangs be banging. Her hair looks fuller. Her face is so slim. She's got that contour on the cheek. Like she looks like she could definitely be like 22 here. And then she posted the real photo, which is over here. And that's hilarious because that's nothing what she looks like in the Photoshop. You can see the side by sides. Dun, 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 dun. But you can see she looks a little more her age. She looks a little more weathered. And everyone in the comments like, you look beautiful like this. You don't need those filters and blah, blah, blah. So I just thought it was funny. And then her daughter commented on the new photo that was unfiltered. And she's like, there's my girl. She's like, Mom, you can't be looking younger than me. So I just thought that was funny because everyone was like making a big deal about it because everyone's like, oh my God, she looks 30 years younger. Yeah, she does. It was just funny. She's like, oh, that photo was badly edited. It was strongly edited, you know? She looks 30 years younger. Yeah, that looks like her. She looks like her daughter in that picture. Those are the filters that love to argue with on every social media too. Exactly. Those are the people. They have those real heavy filters, and those are the ones that like to fight with people on the comments and the live chats and on the Twitter. The funny thing is the unfiltered photo looks great. She looks lovely. You know, age appropriate. She looks lovely. Wow, I need to get a filter. Kim says not 30 years younger, but 10, maybe 10 years younger. No, that Photoshop photo, she looked like a Barbie doll. She did not look real at all. I was like, what in the, who is that? Tim Rourke says, hello, Tracy here. My 75th is coming up and I don't need a goddamn filter. Well, that's why you're watching No Filter. See, because unlike Up and Adam, I don't use filters on my videos. Sorry, I had to throw a little shade. You know, some people have 10 filters and I have not one. Zero, zero, none, not one. Zero, zero, done. Renee Graziano, also from Mob Wives, she also always does such crazy filters. Remember, I was showing you her photos the other day where she had this one of those carousels of her at like a barbecue, and then there was throw some shade. It's patriotic. Thank you. It's my patriotic duty to throw shade. Holla. Yes, we love a little shade. Hashtag no filter. I mean, would it be me if there wasn't a little bit of shade? Susan says, Zach, you don't need filters. You're gorgeous. Thank you. I feel like I need to get my Botox touch up just a little bit. I mean, we have some good lighting in here, but I was, you know, just a little touch up, a little more filler under the eyes, just a fresh little touch up, you know? Hey guys, I'm 72 and everyone I grew up with uses filters on Facebook and it makes me feel old. Well, sorry, I wasn't calling you old. I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not 72, so I can't relate. I will be there one time. So, reality tea with Krista Marie. I love that I spent so much money on Botox and filler, and now you tell me I can use filters to do lives. Yeah. I don't use filters when I do lives, but you can. I think there's a option. I know this because I was playing with my settings yesterday, and in the settings there's an option to like mirror your camera, and then there's an option that says touch up my appearance, and I clicked on touch up my appearance, and then I looked at it, I was like, what in the up and atom is going on? Undo that. So I took off the filter. Listen, when you have good lighting, you don't really need 10 filters, you know? I was like, ooh, that's a jump scare. Krista Marie says, like live, I can do filters. Yeah. Like when you're live on YouTube. I just told you. So when you go into your camera, so when you switch your camera from like your computer camera to whatever camera you're using, I'm using a Sony camera. Um, in the settings, there's an option. There's like touch up my appearance or mirror my camera or whatever. Zach, do you watch Juicy Scoop? Watch for the first. I love Juicy Scoop. I've been on Juicy Scoop. Heather's been on this podcast as well. Sarah says, old is a great thing. We know we're live. I agree with that. I have to say, I enjoy aging. Excuse me. I enjoy the art of aging. I enjoy getting older. I am now 31. I'm far from old, but I don't miss being in my 20s. I don't miss looking how I looked in my 20s. Like, I feel like every year I get more confident in myself. I get more confident in my skin. I feel like I invest in my physical health and my mental health, my emotional health with every year. And you kind of have to embrace the art of aging. And, what was it? Lisa Rinna, who's like, I'm not going to age gracefully. I'm going to age disgracefully. And I agree with that. Age with zero fucks given. Don't age and get mature and graceful. I say, fuck that shit. Age and live your best life. You can live a better life as the older you get rather than the younger you get. August says the 30s and 40s are the best years. Well, here we go. Going hard into my 30s, 31 now. Let's get it. But no, I love to embrace age, but I also don't mind a couple of little well, not natural, but like a couple of little touch-ups, right? Like when I get there, just like a slight little facelift that we don't have like the saggy chin, a little bit of filler under the eyes. That way it's not. Last summer I got filler. I went to someone new and got filler under my eyes, and they put way too much filler. My face was like, whew, my cheeks look so big. And I was like, ooh, not going to do that again. Dr. Jen Armstrong, though, do adore Dr. Jen Armstrong. She did very little bit. But if you do Botox in the right spots and just like little bits of filler, just like wherever you need, right? You want your face to look natural and youthful, but you don't want it to look overdone. Whew. So, yeah. Laura says, I'm always internally old. Oh, no, not internally old. And Deb says, that's what we're supposed to do. I earned the right to give 0 Fs as I get older. Exactly. If 20-year-olds get to have audacity, so do I. Okay. Maintenance. Yes. Little bits of maintenance. I hated having too much filler. I looked bloated. Yeah. I don't like the too much filler. Patty Stanger abuses filters. Filters, yes. But here's the thing. Patty Stanger is gorgeous. Like Gretchen Rossi, gorgeous. That when I see people like that, even Up and Adam, very attractive, right? Like I don't think some of these people need to be using all of these filters. 'Cause I'm like, yo, you guys look great. Gretchen Rossi does not need to be using those over blurry filters. People look naturally good as it is, and I feel like that's even better. If you already look good, why do you need to be overdoing it? Patty Singer, I think, way overdoes it, and she is a gorgeous woman. Even seeing her in person, gorgeous. She's so hot. I'm like, my love, you do not need the filters. You look great. So yeah, there you go. Okay, I have an idea. I think it turns into a body dysmorphia thing for sure. It absolutely does. Question for you guys, because I'm thinking on Thursday episodes, because obviously we have episodes of the Pop Report that come out on Fridays, not this week because it's a holiday weekend. But I was thinking moving forward, starting next week, we make Thursdays because, we've been talking about a lot about like Jerry Springer and Mob Wives and Teen Mom OG. I'm thinking of making Thursday episodes of the podcast dedicated to TV that raised me. So all the good classic throwback reality shows. Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, Mob Wives, Teen Mom OG, the early seasons of Housewives, the old school Vanderpump Rules, even maybe some of the old school Bravo shows like Tabitha Salon Takeover. I don't know, maybe not those, but like the crazy good ones. Next on MTV, My Super Sweet 16, those girls were drama. The Hills, Celebrity Rehab, all those good shows. I think that would be fun. And every week we revisit another. Ooh, sorry, my allergies have been acting up this week. Excusez-moi. But I'm thinking every Thursday is TV the TV shows that raised me, or TV that raised me. No filter TV that raised me. We'll revisit some of the best Jerry Springer moments. Jerry. I just think that would be so fun. because it's reality TV and like we have a fun throwback. So let me know maybe you can comment here in the live chat. First, what shows, I'm talking like 2000s, like nothing older than like 2012. Only because since I started talking about Mob Wives again, everyone's like, Mob Wives, that was so good. And then I was talking about Jerry Springer. Everyone's like, Jerry, I used to come home from school and watch Jerry Springer. I remember that too. I would come home straight from school, run home and throw on Jerry. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. America's Next Top Model. Ooh, I haven't seen that in forever, Cheryl. That's a good one. Mob Wives was the best show ever. Mob Wives was so great. Murder, She Wrote. Wasn't Murder, She Wrote true crime? You know I don't do true crime. I don't have the stomach for true crime. Listen, I can pop off on a bitch and I want to see people beat each other up, but I don't know if I can like handle real life murders. Oh my God, you can probably interview Renee. She's doing a lot of podcasts right now. Oh, I would love to interview Renee. The Simple Life. Yes, we should absolutely do The Simple Life because they're having some sort of like reboot show on Peacock. That would be great. Okay. So Wanda says Mob Wives, The Hills, Laguna Beach, and Jerry. Okay. How about an episode of Geraldo when he got his nose broken? I don't remember watching Geraldo. Okay, The Simple Life or Saved by the Bell. Okay, that's not a reality show, Kim Cosma. I don't think I ever watched Saved by the Bell though. I did watch 90210. The Simple Life. Okay, we can definitely do The Simple Life. I think Simple Life would be a great one. Laguna Beach. Oh, Flava Flav and Bridget Nielsen's show. Remember that? That one was wild because they did the Surreal Life together, and then they did what was that called? Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen show. Oh, Strange Love. That's right. Remember, or Danny Bonaducci. Remember when he had his own? Oh my God! Now you guys are taking me back. Remember the Danny Bonaducci show? Boy Meets World. Guys, those are scripted shows. Real Chance of Love. I didn't really love Real Chance of Love. For the Love of Ray J. I'm thinking like the ones that started that. Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, I Love Money, Charm School. Jersey Shore would be a good one. Jersey Shore, okay. I'm here for Jersey Shore. Real World. I didn't watch a ton of Real World. I only watched a couple of them. Rock of Love is my second favorite show of all time. Tila Tequila. Oh my God. What was that one called? A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila. Those are really old though. How far back are we going? 2000s. I'm talking like the 2000s era, from 2000 to 2012. If it was Girls Behaving Badly with Chelsea Handler, I remember Bad Girls Club with Tanisha. I ain't gonna sleep because of y'all, so you ain't gonna sleep because of me. That's why season 1 of House of Villains was so great, because there was a lot of those reality stars. We had New York, we had Tanisha, we had Omarosa, we had yeah, I feel like season 2 has a lot of like current reality villains. The Osbournes. I never watched the Osbournes. I remember the Osbournes, but I never watched them. So I think that's what we do. Every week we'll pick a different show. Maybe I'll put like 3 options, put it on Instagram. We'll vote on what we want the show of the week to be. Oh, Daisy of Love. I'll allow it. Daisy of Love was good. It was good. But I feel like after Days of Love, when they started to do like The Entertainer of Love or That's Amore, all of those all of like the spin-off ones kind of eventually fell off. But we'll give Daisy of Love a go. I was just thinking about Bad Girls Club. Natalie Nunn, I Run LA. Remember when Natalie Nunn and Kim Richards got into it on the Mother-Daughter Project? That was a good one. When Natalie was like getting mad at the girls, and then Kim's like, don't talk to them like that, Natalie. Don't talk to them, Natalie. And then she was like, Kim, get out of my face. And then Kim started taking off her jacket, and she's like, Kim, don't take off your jacket. Don't take off your jacket. And, and then Heidi Montag's like, okay, we need to break this up. That was fun. Natalie Nunn versus Kim. Kim Richards had Natalie in a chokehold, and Natalie's like, I'm not about to knock out somebody's mama, but you know what? I might knock out somebody's mama. Shaws of Sunset. Okay, I finally watched the first season of Shaws of Sunset for the first time a few weeks ago. So good. Gigi looked so different. Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. Maybe I'll allow it. I mean, it wasn't a later show, but maybe I'll allow it. It depends. Listen, once we run out of all the old school ones, it's going to be week after week. Maybe some of that, like Jerry Springer, we can visit a few different types of, a few different weeks, because that show was on forever. We pick like the craziest stories, right? You slept with my cousin. Kim Richards is a straight G. She is a straight G. Kim Richards is scrappy. You find her with the needles in the trailer park, Kim can survive. You know? Kim can survive. The Goldbergs. Guys, those are scripted shows. We're doing non-scripted. Newlyweds, Justin and Jess, or not Justin, it was Nick and Jessica. Oh my God. Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. Oof, I never watched Shots of Sunset, should I? Okay. We may have to go in chronological order with starting with like 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and we'll go through the weeks. But so we'll start with that. We'll see like reality shows from 2000, and then the next week 2001, and then the next week 2002, 2003. Remember, I mean, we wouldn't recap this show, but was it VH1 that had Best Week Ever? Remember? And then they would like recap show or The Soup. Oh, those were great. Tosh.0. Those were great, like fun, zany talk shows or like late night shows. We wouldn't recap them, but now that I'm thinking, Celebrity Rehab was dark. It was the best. That was raw, Lizette. Dark is a very loosely used word today. When people are like, Housewives is dark. Nah, Celebrity Rehab was dark, but it was raw. It was real. You see them like shaking and detoxing. You see Gary Busey. Remember Gary Busey on Celebrity Rehab? I was like, damn. Janice Dickens on Celebrity Rehab. Oh man, I love the recap shows. I know. Anyone say the Osbournes? Yes, they did mention the Osbournes. I haven't watched the Osbournes, but I would totally be down to do it. Best of, yeah, Punked. Punked was fun. Maybe we could revisit Punked. That was a good one. I love Next. Remember they would walk off the bus. Next, Celebrity Fit Club. Oh my God. You guys, these are throwbacks. Celebrity Fit Club is wild because that was basically like Biggest Loser, but with like has-been celebrities and they would make them try to lose weight. That was a good one. Celebrity Sex Rehab was nuts. That was nuts. Remember, and didn't one of them like sneak a dildo in? Oh man. Ashley Simpson had a reality show. Yeah. Room Raiders, Cribs. Tom Green. I remember seeing Tom Green on the streets when he would have his little moped and they were filming his show. That was wild. Throwbacks. Good times, you guys. Good times. Okay. So I'll post on Instagram and then you can submit your show ideas there and just know every Thursday, instead of it being like a regular news show or a recap of a current reality show, Thursdays are going to be our throwback Thursdays. Okay. Every Thursday on the podcast, it'll be a throwback Thursday because then any news that comes out on like Wednesday or Thursday, we'll just report it on the Pop Report, which comes out on Friday. So you're not going to be missing any of the news. We'll just move that way instead of doing, news on Thursday and news on Friday. You'll still get your news on the Pop Report, but on Thursdays of No Filter, it'll be TV that raised me. So I'll put a call up on Instagram right now, and you guys can go onto the No Filter with Zack Instagram account and be sure to type in, and then we'll have people vote. That'll be so fun. All right. Thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Baby, you're a firework. Free Julie. Thank you guys. I love it. You're naming all the shows that were my jam back in the day. Yes. It'll be fun, right? Only because I was referencing so many of these older reality shows. And then this one bitch came in here and she was just like, Zack, you're talking about too many different shows at once. I can't handle it. I'm like, well, get your ADHD in check, girlfriend. We love all these old shows and we're going to remember them. I don't know why I grabbed my boobs when I said remember them, but okay. Like Karen from Mean Girls, she was like, there's a 98% chance it's raining outside. Super Sweet 16. Yep. So good. Parental advisory or date my mom. Oh my God. Guys, okay, go type them in. I'm going to post on Instagram in like 10 minutes. But thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Baby, you're a firework. If you're part of the Zack Pack members on YouTube or on No Filter Plus, you'll get a bonus episode. We'll tape it on Friday. It'll be released on Friday. So just know we're taking the rest of 4th of July off, but we will still hang. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will talk to you later, Skater. Ciao for now, guys. Bye.